few months ago, you might have seen this news all over tennis pages, sports blogs, and some online sites, all sharing the same story. I was involved in it. I didn't actually do anything, but my opponent was the one that got disqualified while we were playing a match in the second round of the ATP Challenger 50 in Chersonissos, Greece. You will see what happened, and I will share my thoughts toward the end of the video. But for now, that morning for me was just another match day.
Good morning, guys. Just woke up. It is day 4 here in Crete. We're currently at 13 wins in a row. Try to go for 14 today. Very tough opponent. German guy, Rosenkrantz. He's lefty. Very big serve, big forehand. Playing again on the faster court today, similar to yesterday. So we'll see how it goes, you know. I'm ready, feeling good, not too tired from the past day. So I've got a few scouts on how he plays, what I have to do. So yeah, the game plan is in place. Hopefully, he had a very long match yesterday. Hopefully he's a bit tired and I'll have some issues with my pace. That's my hope. Either way, I'm gonna have to try and be aggressive and move him before he moves me, because that's also kind of how he plays. Big serve, sometimes even goes for 2 first serves, and then yeah, just tries to dictate with the forehand. I don't want to really be running around and playing defense. I rarely ever want to do that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're gonna go to breakfast right now.
As I said at the start, my opponent was German big lefty Rosenkrantz, ranked in the low 300s, a really tough opponent. It was not gonna be easy. But I start off hard with this down the line. Followed by that is an ace, and it's really not typical for me to start off this well. So that should have been a sign that it was going to be a good day. At 4-15, I closed the first game. As I said before, great server, obviously a lefty, so that makes him better already. But still, he was very tall as well. He had some great pace from the back as well. As you can see, he's moving the ball pretty well in all directions. Good turnaround by me there though. $15-40 now, and I have an early chance to break him. I return in the net. The second break point, I don't miss the return, so we play on. An all-round great point by him though. Another chance to break him now. Great serve wide, and obviously that was one of his big weapons when serving from that side. From the right side he had a bit less angle, so I could return a bit more easily. It took him 3 advantages as well to close the game, but eventually he does. His average ball was fast but also very clean, so I could use his pace well and hit clean myself. When we were rounding through the middle here, or still not with short angles anyway, it really came down to depth, so that's what would determine who would get a short ball first. You can see he hits one right at my feet, and in the end I miss. I wasn't too sure which side he was weaker on. I think it was a typical case where his backhand was maybe a bit more solid, but he would win points off of his forehand. Here comes the first shank. Big serve at 15-0. A bit slow coming out of my serve here, and he wastes no time to come forward. Luckily, I'm able to pass him. So I take home that game, and so far it's high level, especially on my serve. I was making some very good first serves. I start seeing a pattern here, where every time he has a foot inside the court, he would come to the net. Not sure if to put pressure on me, or because he didn't want to rally. Could be either. Good wide serve here that I get to, and right after, once again, he's on his way to the net. I do all that I can, but I still lose the point. I end up getting 40-15 up that game, and despite a good return, I half shanked this ball, but not enough to make the shank counter, I think. I start with the right foot the next game, so I'm 15 love, and then he misses the return. Second serve here, and this time I definitely make the shank counter. This is a ball I would typically shank with my weight backwards, but I don't, and keep pounding side to side, until eventually I miss the forehand. 30 all then, big point. An easy miss, and now he has a break point. A pretty deep return, and right after an inside in forehand. Gets there on the reach and throws up this super high lob. It's somehow gets called out, although it did seem in live, and from the camera it's definitely in. I don't know how the electronic system could have possibly made that mistake, but very lucky to be on the receiving end on that one. But karma strikes back as I'm down breakpoint again. This time a missed return. He was returning well with the backhand. I don't know why I served there, and another big shank. I raced the second serve more than usual and can take a deep breath once again. Finally a deuce of first serve. It should put me up in the point, but it doesn't. I'm already running on the first ball. He decides to drop shot here, but I read it and have a chance to pass it. Another missed return gives me the game. This kind of drifts away quickly, and at 40-15 this ball literally forgets it has to bounce. We were back on serve then, and so far it's been pretty even, I have to say. Some chances on both sides, but the level was similar by both of us. Here we get into this cross-court rally on the left side, before I change down the line. I once again go there and he slices this tricky ball cross-court, and shortly after we're back on the diagonal rally. The ball was too quick to turn around and hit the inside in. Eventually, I missed the backhand. But a good serve puts me back in the lead this game. Also, sorry for the continuous flying over the camera. It was pretty annoying and there were so many this match. I don't know why, but I did notice them while editing this video. A mistake here at the end, and let's see if I can come up with anything this next point. First serve in the net, nice. Luckily he does the job for me as he misses the return. But the next point I had to win it myself. Up until he doesn't want to be in the point anymore and plays his drop shot. Good game to take home, now looking to put some pressure on him. But he immediately makes his way to the net and that makes it difficult for me to do that. $15-all here, and as you can see from the previous rally, I don't want to give him that game easily. He drop shots me there, and I get to it quite comfortably, but then for some reason just watch the pass. Great 1-2 combo from him there, and I can only watch it go by. An ace that I thought was out, but gets given to him, and I just have to accept that. 4-all is a tight game, but I start off perfectly, and I mean perfectly with 2 aces. Then a missed return here. And finally, another ace. As close to a perfect game as I've ever been to. Now 5-4, but he also ups his level, and he's already off 30 love. And I'm on the round his back in here, but miss wide. At 40 love, a miss in the net. Deep return by me there, and on this shot, again, not enough net clearance. So now at this point I was very pumped. Need to take that chance, and sure enough, I get another air from him, so deuce. A big first serve to the forehand, and I'm there ready to roll. He moves around to get forehands, but on the second one misses low. So all of a sudden, set point. But I just missed the return deep, what a bummer. A double fault next though, incredible, and set point again. This time an ace to save it. The next deuce, he keeps up the good first serves. And again, at advantage him first serve, but I can't make the return. Unfortunately, that's not enough. 5-all now, and after a game like this with set points, if you're a tennis player, you know the odds are not in your favor to hold. It happens all the time where you have great chances and the next game you get broken. So this was probably going to be my toughest game on serve of the whole match. After a double fault, I'm 15-30 and desperately needed to win this point. He hits 2 lines in a row though, and it's 15-40. Once again another line as I whiff the ball, and look how little of the line that caught. So now I'm a breakdown, and of course he starts off with an ace. This point is my fault though, as the weight of my body's backwards as I hit the ball. I wasn't willing to give up on this game just yet, but my shots didn't help me. A final 1-2 combo gives him the first set 7-5. A pretty well fought set with chances on both sides. At this point we both went to the bathroom. I just took the normal 3-minute toilet break. while he took the extended break to also change. I'm back on court before him, and as you can see, getting ready to start a second set. Didn't want to wait around for too long sitting down. After a minute or so, my opponent comes back, and the umpire assistant who went with him to the toilet is walking quickly towards the umpire, and told him that he saw Rosenkranz shower, to which he responds,
I can't do it. I can't do it. I have to call the supervisor. We need the supervisor or coach right now, please.
They keep discussing what happened, and I don't remember exactly, but I think that he told him he couldn't shower and he did it anyway, and my opponent asks what's going on.
Okay. We have to wait the supervisor. We have to discuss about the code. About the code violation.
As you just heard, he said it's a code violation, and at this point we don't know to what extent. But my opponent starts saying what happened, and that it was only a 10-second shower, and that he didn't know it was a rule. And also said the assistant did not ever tell him not to shower, or that he couldn't shower, or he wouldn't have done it. He asked again the assistant, when did you say I couldn't shower, and he said in the locker room.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We have to supervisor discuss. We have to discuss that with the supervisor. That's why I'm calling.
The supervisor then shows up and immediately heads towards the umpire's assistant to ask what happened, which he says that he told him not to shower and he did it anyway, and he saw him.
You talking?
My opponent in his defense said that he never said anything, and if he did, he must have not heard him because it was loud in the locker room. At this point, the supervisor and my opponent start discussing, but ever since making sure that what was reported to him by the umpire was accurate, the supervisor seemed pretty sure of his stance. Although Rosenkranz was saying that he didn't know he couldn't, and that it wasn't out of malicious intent or to gain an advantage or anything like that, which is very likely true. However, the supervisor insisted it was a serious violation, not sure why, but I told him it's a default. He then walked off to my side and told me as well. So that was a match call right there, abruptly and unexpectedly. I asked the referee as well after kind of what happened, and he just said,
Yes, it's not allowed. This is a serious one. Yeah. He went and she was talking. Tell me, yeah. Tell me. I put on professional point of view. What I did. So yeah, it's a default. The default.
So yeah, I guess I won by default for a shower. I didn't know I could win a match that way.
So let's talk about what happened. I'm the only one that wasn't part of the whole thing, honestly. Like I came back from my toilet break and then apparently he showered and he got told not to because it's not allowed. I don't know if they, like the ref also told him that he should know that he's not allowed, but he was saying like, I didn't know, it wasn't intentional, I wasn't trying to disrupt anything or disrespect the rules or whatever, but apparently from what they told me, it's a serious offense. I had no idea. I mean, I've never showered before. I just kind of assumed that you couldn't or whatever, just based on time. Like I wouldn't, like a 1 minute shower, I would never like be able to do a shower. But regardless from that, I had no idea that this was a thing or a rule at all. Neither did my opponent. I mean, I trust him on that one, but. And then the kid the guy who went with him to check whatever for the toilet break apparently told him not to shower, and he said he didn't hear him or that like he did not say it or something. And then the ref called the supervisor because again apparently it's a serious offense, something that has to do with anti-doping, I read, but I mean I have no idea honestly. I don't think it was a harmful thing to do, you know, if you stay within the time limits. But the supervisor then asked the kid who went with my opponent to the bathroom again, like whether he told him or not that he couldn't shower, and he said, yeah, I told him. So, and then he just ruled it a default. I was kind of like, I had no idea what to react. I mean, obviously, you know, not pleased with. I'm pleased with going through, but that's not the way I wanted to do it. You know, I wanted to be on court. I felt like I still had a lot to give this match, and I could turn around. You know, I was there. I had set points, so I thought that I could do it. You know, but that's the decision that was chosen, and I couldn't really go against it or do anything about it. I mean, I was just kind of tense in the moments leading up to it, being like, okay, like, is this a point penalty? Like, I'm about to serve now. I'm a little tight. I don't know what's going on. That was my main feeling out there. But then, yeah. So I mean, yeah. We're through again. The the match streak is alive. We're at 14 now, and I guess we'll take it with us. I don't know.
But yeah, that's all for this unique and eventful video. Make sure you don't miss next week's video as I'm playing my first ATP Challenger quarterfinal. It's gonna be fun.